Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to give you an example of a view presentation model and physical renderer and an example about how to use uh, user preferences, applet specific user preferences. Now, this is a request from one of my friend. Uh, the problem is in the home page, we have this edit layout button where we can customize the order of applets and move them across top uh, and reorder them. So the order was not changing in OpenUI version after IP 2015. I think it's in version 15.3. And one of my friend asked me whether we can do it in a custom script using OpenUI. I said yes, and this is for that requirement. So you see the applets here, the timesheet applet, activities and households applet. So these are in this order. And without the script, if you try to edit the web layout and try to change the order, let's say move up the households and say done, it moved. But without this JavaScript, it is not working. This is a vanilla defect in Siebel 15.3 version, I think. So here we are fixing that using custom JavaScript, using a view PMPR and custom user preference. So I have the files ready. Let me go through the concept here. So what I'm going to do is, in this view, I'm going to look up the applets. I'm going to see the source of the applets and get the names of all the applets. So this is the title of the applet, and these are all these applets are under one section, under one div section, CBUI main column 66. This is the div section I'm going to use to reference the all the applets beneath it. So you see, this is the main section. This is one applet. This is another applet. So on hover, you can see the applets here. So I'm going to get the titles of the applet and put it in a comma separated value in a string. And whenever user goes and changes the layout, edit layout, whenever user clicks on up arrow and down arrow, I move the strings before and after in the comma separated value, and I'm going to save it into a user preference. On view reload, I'm going to read the custom user preference, and using that custom user preference, whenever the view loads, it again sets back to the vanilla order. So when the view reloads, I'm going to read the custom value and reorder them according to the string value. So let me go to this code. I've written one PR and one PM. The PM is quite simple. I don't have anything to discuss in this right now. In the PR, I'm using show UI method. So you see the show UI function here, and I'm using the bind events function. So let's see the code in working here, working condition. Let me reload the applet, reload the view with this PR. So the view loaded, and it has, you can see my activities in the first applet and households in the second applet. Now let's look at the code. So what I'm doing is I'm getting all the children of main column 66, and I'm getting all the titles into one variable called name, and the ID, the HTML ID of the elements into another variable. So at the end of this loop, it gives me the output like this. Let me stop here. So this is the array. First, it's the salutation form applet, then my activities, my households, and timesheets. This is the order it gets loaded by vanilla. And you can see the applet and the applet related HTML IDs in one object, one JSON object here that I have used. So after that, I'm going to get the order that is already saved as a comma separated value. So this is the comma separated value. It lists me all the applets, even the applets that are hidden also. I have listed it out. So all the applets in a comma separated value here. And according to the value, see, I see timesheets list applet first, household next, and my activities last. Here it's my activities, my households, and timesheets in the order array. Activities, households, and timesheets. So what I'm going to do is, according to the order array, I'm going to move another object before or after the other one. So this is the logic. Um, I'll share this file with you. So according to the order that is saved in the PM, okay, I'm going to save it as a PM property. And according to the order in the PM, I'm going to move an applet before or after one another. So even if the view loads with a default order, your custom user preference that is saved in this property will come into the picture. So here you can see the code in action. I'm going to put a debug point here. So observe this, my activities, households, and timesheets. Now my timesheets came up, my households is next, and the activities is moved down. So that's how we are going to rearrange everything. Now, we here you can see I'm already getting the order. So how to save the order and how to write the order to a user preference, that is being done in bind events function. So let me continue and show you how bind events function is working. So what I'm doing is on click of this up arrow and down arrow, I'm going to write a string. So here you can see the code in bind events function. So move down arrow and move up arrows. So on move down and move up arrows, click event. I'm binding and click event. On click of them, I'm rearranging the uh, order. You can see the order string. So I'm rearranging the order and making the applet next to some other applet. So I'm actually doing the uh, rearrangement of the string, comma separated string, and rearrangement of the actual applet. That is, you can see immediately the applet moves up or down. So let me show you this code in action. So I'm going to move down the timesheets applet. So on click of move down function. So I'm getting my current applet ID on which I clicked, and after that I'm moving the applet next to the other applet. Okay, so you can see the timesheet applet has moved down. So after that, I'm creating a new JSON object, and again the same logic I did above, getting all the names of the applets and getting all the values of the applet IDs. So at the end, once I'm done with this loop, with this for loop, you can see the order of the, I mean, the IDs stored in the JSON object and the order stored in this salutation. So you can observe here, salutation is the first applet, households, timesheets, household timesheet activities, applications, financial. So the order changed and the order is again recaptured here in a string, I mean in an array actually. And after getting that array, I'm converting it into a string, into to string function. I'm converting into a comma separated string function. And after converting it, I'm going to save it in a user preference for the salutation applet. So this is the line of code. I'm getting the, sorry, to a calendar applet. I'm going to the calendar applet and I'm calling update user preference method. This is documented in Bookshelf. You can find one example of how to save a custom user preference for a particular applet so that that applet uh, loads or the applet behaves according to the user preference. I have another example for this user preference only alone. So all I'm doing is I'm saving one user preference using this custom code to this calendar applet, and that's it. The string is getting saved, and when the view again reloads, the string is again getting called in the show UI function. Here I'm getting the uh, string, okay, and the string uh, in show UI is being used to rearrange it to using this after function. So once I'm done, you see I'll move it again. I move the my activities up, and once I say done, the show UI function gets called again, and it goes back to the uh, user preference. It gets the user preference and loads the application um, in the order. Now, the use of presentation model here is to get the user preference text. So I saved the user preference here using this update user preference method, and after saving it, I need to get it whenever the applet loads or whenever the view loads. That is, whenever I log out and log back in, or whenever I navigate from other view and come back to this view, I have to get the user preference, and based on that user preference order, I have to reload the applets, rearrange the applets actually. So for that, the saved user preference can be accessed using uprf child in the property set of the setup method. Now this is not, I mean, this is not clearly documented in Bookshelf. I have to debug here, stop at the property set, get the views property set. So for the view property set, I have a calendar applet, and I got the child by type applet presentation model APM. So for the presentation model type, there is a child called UPRF user preference, and in that user preference, we saved an order string in PR. So this is the order string. So this whole syntax can be found in Bookshelf. So this order string that we saved is retrieved here, and being set into a user property. I'm adding a user preference. I'm getting the user preference and adding it to a presentation model property. Sorry, this is the presentation model property, and this presentation model property is again being accessed in the show UI function. So this is a bit of a complex code to understand visually, but I'm going to share this code so you can have a look, have a try. And this is working perfectly. And one more thing is I have added an extra added effect here. You can drag and drop. You can rearrange using drag and drop. Even the drag and drop is handled. So to make the applet drag and drop, uh, I'm making the applet sortable. There's a function called sortable. So on show UI, I'm making column 66 childs, all the childs of column 66 are development sortable. So it even handles the sort. So this is the example to use a view PMPR. I hope you liked it. Thank you.